Grace, how could you? I have never felt so sad in my entire life. What is wrong with you?
Hi, Haley. What's the matter?
What's the matter? Don't act like you don't know what you've done. How can you treat my son like that? I had no idea you were so heartless.
I'm sorry. I seriously don't know what you're talking about. Have I done something to offend you? You need to give me a bit more information here.
You scolded my sweet boy.
Oh, are you talking about when I told Zane to stop running? I didn't yell at him or anything. I just told him to stop in a speaking tone.
It's the same thing for him. He doesn't like to be scolded, and now he is upset. We were having such a great time. I was so happy to be able to spend Thanksgiving with everyone this year. But you ruined it. Our fun feeling is all gone because of you.
Listen, Haley, I'm sorry that he's still upset about it. Honestly, I never wanted to scold him either. But he was getting out of hand. Someone had to say something sooner or later. And frankly, that someone should have been you. But you didn't do anything. You just let him run around wild.
Zane never did anything to get yelled at in the first place. He didn't deserve it.
You actually think that? You didn't find anything wrong with his behavior? Despite the fact that he called me names while pushing other people? He broke an important tool that I use for gardening too. Because he was running around. He was not paying attention to where he was going. Everyone there was very shocked to see him behave like that.
He's 10. This is what 10-year-olds do. He didn't deserve to be scolded.
I could understand if he was 2 or 3 years old, but I would assume a 10-year-old is old enough to understand what he shouldn't be doing. Everyone was wondering why you didn't say anything. You let him do whatever he wanted to. An adult needs to tell the child if they're doing something dangerous. It's basic discipline. Zane is the only one who will have problems if he grows up not knowing what's good or bad.
This is such an old idea, Grace. No one disciplines their child like that nowadays. But that doesn't even really matter now anyway. You need to respect how we are raising our child. And our way is not to scold our son.
What about discipline then? Are you actually not going to do anything to correct him? Because if you don't, you're only neglecting him. Nothing good will come out of it if you only spoil him.
I will raise my child as I see fit. You can't tell me what I should or shouldn't do. Keep out of it.
How could I keep out of it? I can't pretend like nothing happened. He broke my things and called me names, pushed people who are important to me. It must mean that your way is not working if he keeps misbehaving like that.
No, you're wrong. My way is working perfectly. He gets enough discipline from his teachers anyway. He will not be scolded unnecessarily outside of school.
Haley, please stop being so stubborn and listen to me. I know you must have a hard time with him too. If you don't start teaching him now, he will become uncontrollable. He will have so much trouble and he won't be able to get away with it once he's an adult. You don't want that for him, do you?
Zane is usually a very good boy. He was just bored at your house. There was nothing for him to do. No entertainment whatsoever. You know, you could have prepared something for him.
Just because he was bored doesn't make it okay for him to misbehave. It was very dangerous. I was scared he was going to hurt my granddaughter.
Of course he wouldn't. What do you think he is? My son is not a monster.
You saw him push her off the porch. It was a good thing she landed on her feet, although it happened out of the blue. She could have hit her head. Well, she didn't hit her head, did she? By chance, Haley. By chance. You're smart enough to imagine what would happen if you're pushed off a porch by surprise, aren't you? She could have been seriously injured. If someone doesn't explain that to Zane, something serious could happen very soon.
Stop it, Grace. You're making it sound as if Zane is a lunatic. My son is a sweet, good child.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all this because I am mad at Zane. I am mad at you.
Me?
Perhaps Zane has his reasons for misbehaving. He is only 10, as you say, so maybe he doesn't know why he acts the way he does either. But you, Haley, you don't get to make an excuse. You are an adult and you are his parent. Yet you don't apologize. You don't try to calm your son down. Instead, you sit there and watch. Your attitude towards this issue is not acceptable. A lot of us think you are the problem of the mess, not Zane.
What the hell? Why do I have to be told off by you? Just because you are older doesn't give you the right to tell me what I need to do with my kid. And for the record, I am not the only parent to Zane.
If you are talking about Charlie, he tried to stop Zane. I watched him explain to Zane why he needs to stop. He even apologized to everyone, but what did you do? You ignored everything that was going on. And now you are blaming me for ruining your holidays. I didn't do anything because I saw my husband talking to Zane.
There is no need for the both of us to scold him. That would just hurt Zane's feelings.
You're still making excuses. Anyway, Haley, my granddaughter and her parents were upset with what happened, and frankly, so am I. You need to understand that you are the one who ruined everyone's holiday. You really need to get your way straightened. If not, I don't think I can have you or Zane over again. I'm too scared that someone would get hurt.
Excuse me? You just favor your granddaughter over Zane.
What? I never said that.
You are still not getting my point.
I'm saying you need to rethink how you communicate with your child. Because right now, you are being an irresponsible parent by letting Zane do whatever he wants.
I know you were angry that Zane broke your stupid gardening tool. But Charlie already told you that he will replace it with a new one. Stop holding it against us.
Again, that's not my point. It's not about money or a broken tool. You need to look in the mirror, Haley. Change your attitude and actions before you start blaming other people. Or else Zane will end up the same. Your child looks up to you. Don't let him down.
I knew it, Grace. You just don't like Zane. That's why you were mean enough to scold him for being a child. I fully understand now.
What? Where is this coming from?
You prefer your granddaughter over Zane. She is more important for you. What is it, huh? What do you not like about him? Is it because he is my child?
Whoa, calm down, Haley. What are you mad about now? Why do you think I have preferences over my grandchildren?
They're Christmas presents.
What about it?
You gave her a gift voucher worth $60. You only gave Zane $50. You are such a cheapskate. Did you think I wouldn't find out? You favor her.
Seriously? Don't tell me you asked how much I gave my granddaughter. Because that's just rude.
Oh, don't try to change the subject. You are being cheap with my son. You need to explain why you did that.
I change how much I give by age, that's all. She is a year older than Zane. That's why she got more than him.
A $10 difference for being a year apart.
$10 for first grade, $20 for second grade, and so on. That's why my granddaughter, who is in the 6th, got $60. Yours is grade 5, so he got $50. I've had this rule for years now. I assure you, I am not favoring anyone over another.
Did you just make that up? Are you sure you didn't give her more because you like her better than my son?
Excuse me? I don't know what you take me for, but I would never do anything like that. I'm sorry, but you are being paranoid, Haley. He did get $10 more than what I gave him last year, didn't he?
Well, I can't help it, since you are so mean to me all the time. I thought maybe you're being mean to Zane too because you don't like me.
I don't recall ever being mean to you or Zane. But are you referring to what happened during Thanksgiving? Do you still not understand why I said those things? I didn't want to tell you this, but Charlie is upset about you too.
He said something to you?
He has always come to me for advice. Charlie is concerned that you two have different opinions and values, especially when it comes to raising Zane. He doesn't know what you are thinking.
The two of you are talking badly behind my back? That is horrible. How could you?
No, we're not talking badly of you. He's just concerned about your differences.
Do you think that makes it any better? It's unbelievable how much you despise me. You've talked my husband into hating me now too. You're trying to cut me out.
Haley, you're being paranoid again. You have a very strong imagination. Let's just stop this. I'm tired and don't have time to listen to your paranoia.
I am not imagining things. You are such a bully, Grace. How dare you drag my husband into thinking negatively of me?
It's true that I do not think well of you right now. But I have never bullied you. Never have I ever preferred a certain grandchild, or talked to my son into anything. I am too old for drama, and I'm not that immature.
I disagree. You are intentionally being mean to me. You have hurt my feelings badly. You are a horrible person, Grace. Grace! You will not talk yourself out of this. I have finally caught you red-handed.
Why are you mad at this time?
Both of your grandchildren have birthdays this month. They have always received their gifts from you at the same time. But why hasn't Zane received his this year? I know you sent it to your granddaughter already.
Oh, that. I see why you're angry.
I heard you gave her a brand new video game. Where is Zane's? Why does my son not have any gift from you?
I didn't send anything. And I don't plan to anytime soon.
Why? How can you be so morbid? Don't you have any feelings towards him? You are so cold to your own grandson.
I will only be giving gifts to my granddaughter going forward. Zane will not receive anything from me for any occasion. And for God's sake, Haley, stop being so greedy. Aren't you ashamed to message me to ask for gifts?
Oh, that is not fair. Zane is also your grandchild. How low can you be? You can't be nice to one and be mean to another. It's so wrong of you to change your attitude like that to a child. Don't you have a heart?
My grandchild? You're asking me to treat him like my grandchild. Well, I can't and I won't.
What?
The only grandchild I have is the one my own daughter had 11 years ago.
So you admit it. You favor your granddaughter over Zane because you don't like him. You dislike your own grandson.
No, that's not it. I'm not favoring anyone over another. It's just that I care more for my real grandchild. I will not treat him as my grandson because I cannot consider him one anymore.
How dare you say such horrible things? Can you say that to his face? I have never been so hurt. He has never been so hurt.
I am only being honest with you.
I never imagined you could be such a cold-blooded beast. You are heartless.
Look who's speaking. You don't care about others? You let your paranoia run wild and worry about yourself.
I knew it, Grace. My son and I always been a nuisance to you. You never liked the either of us. I've had enough of your bullying. I can't stay a minute longer in this family. Zane and I are moving back to my hometown.
Sure, go ahead. No one is stopping you. In fact, you don't have to come back.
Make sure to tell your son the truth. I am leaving him because of you. If it wasn't for you, none of this would have happened.
Yes, sure, I will tell him. But I know he won't be stopping you from leaving either.
Ah, I see how this goes. You have conspired with him, haven't you? Fine then. If he is on your side, I will divorce him.
Oh, will you now? I see.
He would never want to end our marriage over you. But he needs to understand how furious I am with him for not having my back. He will come asking me for forgiveness if I threaten him with a divorce. But I will not return until you apologize to me, Grace. This is all on you.
I will never apologize to you because I have never said anything wrong. I bet you will be the one to ask for forgiveness. Anyway though, like I said, you don't need to return.
Acting strong, huh? We'll see how strong you are once your son begs you to apologize to me. At the end of the day, he will fight for me and Zane. Just watch. What the hell is going on? Why did I receive a divorce petition from Charlie?
Why are you surprised? You said you were going to divorce him. You should be glad you are getting what you wished for.
I wasn't being serious. You know I wasn't, Grace. I only wanted you to apologize to me.
Oh, but it seems like my son actually wants to get a divorce. He doesn't want you to come home at all. In fact, he lives in peace now.
What a pathetic wimp. You talked him into it. He really does whatever you say, doesn't he? I can't believe this. My own husband won't fight for me. I will never forgive either of you for this. I will make him pay.
What are you talking about, my dear? Don't be so silly. The only person paying is you. He will be suing you.
What? Why me? My son and I are victim of a conspired divorce. Your bullying led me to leave. I had no choice but to protect myself.
Nice try, but your victim card won't work.
I think I have enough grounds. You bullied me and my son by favoring your granddaughter. Anyone would see why I had to leave. You are the cause for all of this mess.
Haley, I believe I told you this before, but let me try again.
I have never bullied you. I have tried to talk to you.
Because I don't agree with your ways. None of which you listen to anyway. And your son is not my grandson, get it?
See? Bully. You are so cold. How do you sleep at night after saying horrible things to me and my son? Why don't you like us? What have we done to get treated like this?
It's not about who I like or don't like. I know the truth, Haley. I know that your son is not Charlie's.
What? What are you talking about? You're insane.
You don't know what I'm saying? Let me clarify for you then. Zane is the end result of you and your cheating on Charlie. Charlie is not Zane's real father.
Excuse me? How dare you insult me? You don't have any proof of that.
Oh, but we do.
Uh-huh.
A while back, you told Charlie you wanted to have a second child, didn't you?
Yes, what about it?
Well, Charlie is a lot older than you know. He was worried if he had the ability to have kids. So he visited the doctor to get tested because he didn't want to get your hopes up if the chances were limited.
What? He never told me he got tested.
He did, for you. And his results were quite interesting because it turns out Charlie had practically zero chances of having a baby. The doctor told him he would need a miracle to make it happen.
What? That can't be.
But that's what the data said. And I didn't think there's any reason for the doctor to lie to him, is there?
Well, his reproductive ability must have deteriorated after we had Zane. It was a long time ago.
That's what he thought at first too. He could have gotten more tests to find out whether it happened over the past 10 years or he had been always that way. But he didn't, because it doesn't change the fact that it's difficult to have another child with you. Then, he became very skeptical and decided to run a DNA test without telling you. What do you think the results said? It clearly showed that Charlie is not Zane's biological father.
The results are wrong. I have never cheated on my husband.
Oh, I think you have. I firmly believe the scientific data over what comes out of your mouth. Your son is not my grandchild for sure. So I don't care if you leave the family or if you never return. I won't lie though. I had hoped Charlie would divorce you. But I didn't even need to ask. He decided on his own and had his lawyer start the process. I'm glad for him because he doesn't deserve to be with a woman who has betrayed him.
Listen, Grace. It's not what you think.
What isn't? How are you going to argue with science, huh? Because it's telling us you had your son with someone else. What do you have to say?
I'm so sorry. I wasn't myself back then. It was a mistake. I never imagined I would get pregnant. And I always believed that Zane was Charlie's.
Are you saying you got pregnant from a one-night stand? Well, it doesn't matter where you were in a relationship with someone or just randomly sleeping around. It doesn't change the fact that you cheated on my son. You will face your sins.
I never intended to betray him. Please, believe me.
Stop making excuses, please. All you'll do is annoy me even more. Your words are worthless to me. Anyway, enjoy your time in your hometown. Good luck explaining to your parents.
Take me back, please. You have to help me stop Charlie. Zane has no doubt that Charlie is his father.
My daughter and I are helping him pack your things. We will have it sent out soon. It's too hard for him to pack your belongings. You don't even know how devastated he is.
Let me talk to him. He won't pick up my calls or return my messages.
What is there to talk about? Besides, he has his lawyer to do that for him now. If there is anything you need to say to him, contact his lawyer. And one final advice for you as a farewell gift. Suck it up and do as he says. That's the only thing you can do to make things better. Don't make it any worse than it is now.
I am sorry for everything I have ever said to you. My attitude, my disrespect, my whining. I was wrong about everything. I apologize sincerely.
Why do you even need forgiveness?
I need it badly, Grace. I can't have Charlie divorcing me. I won't be able to raise Zane on my own.
Why not? I thought you would be grateful to get a divorce. You can raise Zane however you want to. No one will get in the way of how you raise him. Plus, you won't need to deal with a cold-blooded mother-in-law who bullies you anymore, right? Hailey tried to apologize to my son many times after being served with the petition. She tried to desperately trying to amend their relationship, but nothing worked. Although he felt very bad for abandoning Zane, Charlie's mind was set. Hailey finally gave in, and the couple ended up filing for a divorce a couple months later. Hailey and Zane stayed with their parents for a while, but because she neglected to discipline her child, her parents kicked them out shortly after. I guess she didn't understand one bit of what I had told her about disciplining him. After they were kicked out, Hailey got together with any man she could to pay for their living. In the end, she got into bed with a con man who stole most of what she had left. I bet she still hasn't figured out what she needs to do to live a decent life. I also heard that Zane had become a frequently seen face at the police station. It is very unfortunate that he didn't receive the care he should have received as a child. Having had enough from his marriage with Hailey, Charlie had given up on dating anyone and moved in with me. I hope he changes his mind and finds someone who can make him truly happy in the future. But for now, I will enjoy my time with my son, who I raised right.